In today's video, we're talking about smart Christmas lights. Let's get to it. What's up everybody and welcome to Top Shelf Media. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike. And in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at Christmas lights made by Twinkly. And these are their Gen 2 string lights. If you couldn't tell, I picked up these lights at Best Buy. And at the time of recording this video, Best Buy was selling these lights for $169.99. And Amazon was selling them for $159.99. So I guess for that extra $10, you're getting 10% brighter LEDs. I actually have no way at this time of checking to see if that claim is actually true or not, but I guess we'll just move on. So I've yet to see these lights on a tree or unboxed or anything for that matter, so let's go ahead, get them unboxed, get them on the tree. Look at that. That looks pretty great, right? Now disregard the size of the tree. We haven't bought our new Christmas tree yet. That's an old tree from our old apartment. Right now it's before Thanksgiving, so we haven't bought our new tree because it's not allowed. Thanksgiving comes first. Now if it was up to my wife, she would put up Christmas decorations like mid-October. I'm the opposite. I think we need to wait till Thanksgiving is done and then set up Christmas. So usually we spend the Friday after Thanksgiving setting up all of our Christmas decorations, but I just wanted to, get this up here. What do you guys do? When do you guys set up Christmas decorations? Let me know down in the comments, but anyway, let's move on. Now, what all comes in the box? Well, you get the instructions as well as a thank you card and some stickers, and then of course, the lights with the controller and power. One thing to note is that not all the LEDs are on the same string. There's actually 2 strings of lights that split from the controller. So when you're setting these up, like in my case on a tree, you need to think about where you want that controller to sit, because it doesn't just go one continuous string with all the LEDs on it. It's actually 2, so half the LEDs are on one string, half are on the other. Now I will say they give you a good amount of wiring before that first LED. I'd say just by looking at it, not measuring it, I'd say probably 7-ish feet of cable of wiring before that first LED starts. So I do think you'll probably be safe. It's just something to think about. So what are these LEDs? Well, they're a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth based string of lights with 400 LEDs that span 105 feet, which gives you an LED about every 3 inches. The LEDs are RGB and have a waterproof rating of IP44. They can be controlled via the Twinkly app or using a Google Assistant or Amazon. Now that we know what we're getting for that approximately $160 price tag, let's go ahead and add them to the app. Okay, so I put it up here just so you can see a little bit better, but let's go ahead and get this thing added to the app. Now, you need the Twinkly app in order to do this. So let's go ahead. I've already downloaded it. I've already signed in. So now I'm searching for the Twinkly device, as you can see on the screen. I'm sure I've put it there somewhere. So we're just gonna kind of let it do its thing. Okay, so now I need to select generation 2 because that's what I'm using. So I need to press and hold the button while the status LED lights up and turns blue. So I'm going to press and hold. Okay, it turned blue. Not found. Try again. Let's do this again. Oh, okay, it found it. Let's use home or office Wi-Fi. And it looks like we're ready to do everything in the app. Okay, so now we're gonna map these lights. So one thing you gotta look at when you're mapping, and these instructions here on screen will tell you, you need to look out for reflections. So I'm gonna go ahead, and because I have a TV set up right next to this, I'm actually gonna step over here off to the side. You'll see me on camera here. I'm gonna hit next and next, and I'm gonna go ahead and line up the shot so I don't see these reflections. And also you'll notice that bright glow down below the tree. That is because I didn't need all the lights when running these lights up this tree because it's so small. So I just left them all bunched up. I used less than 200 lights. Now all 200 on this side are shoved back there, which is why you will see here when I hit OK, that weird line of lights there on the left hand side, a bunch of lights bundled together. It's just because they were back there I had them bunched up and then they fell and now they're just hanging there. So that's why those are there. I do know how to string lights, so that was not, well, that was on purpose, but because the tree's not big enough. This tree's not big enough for these lights. But anyway, now that we have the lights mapped out, we can actually go through this app. So from here, I'm gonna go to the controller tab. This is where you can control the power, the brightness, as well as your timer for these lights, which I always love it when smart lights add timers to them because it's just so easy and convenient to be able to put it on a timer. So that way I say, hey, on Christmas morning, I want this light to turn on at 7 o'clock when my son I know is going to be awake and wanting to come down and see what Santa brought him. So the tree, all the lights will be on at that point when we decide to walk down the stairs to our living room where the tree's gonna be. So that's just really nice. But where these lights are really cool is the next tab over, which is the gallery. So in this gallery is actually where all the patterns live. And I am a huge fan of these patterns. Yes, you can create your own, but they have some pretty cool pre-made ones in here. But let's just look at a couple of these. Let's go ahead and we're gonna look at, right now we're on rainbow. Let's go ahead and go to snake. All right, and this one is just gonna take the colors and just spiral it up the tree. That looks really cool. I don't know how it looks on camera to you guys right now, but in person, this looks really neat. I really like this effect. Now I can hit apply and I would add it then and it would stay as the pattern that I'm seeing, but I'm gonna hit the back button. That means we'll go back to rainbow, and then we're gonna go to this bright twinkle, right? I think that this is a really cool effect, but it blinks a little fast, right? Like if anyone's looking through my window, they might have a seizure. I don't know. It's really bright lights flickering really, really fast. Let's go ahead and we're gonna go to edit. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna say, okay, let's bring this speed way down, all right? And then let's just choose a couple colors. Let's do red, green, and white. I'm gonna hit apply. Hit no, I don't want to save this as the effect, I just want to see it now. Now if I hit apply, it will save it as the bright twinkle effect. But I just want to look at it now and see what it looks like. It's like, okay, I kind of like that one, but let's see what else we got. So I'm gonna hit the back button again. And there's a bunch of these in here, right? Now I do have some that aren't available for some reason. That's just something I'm gonna have to look into here later. But I think one of my favorite ones on here is this carnival one, right? That is really cool. I love it. It's subtle. So it looks just like your standard Christmas tree lights, but if you notice, they do change color very slowly. That's because I went into the edit tab here and brought speed all the way down, intensity all the way up, hit apply. I do want to save this as an effect, but I don't really feel like naming it now. So let's just cancel it for now. Cancel, cancel. This is the effect I want to go with. I can hit apply, the tree will shut off, and then here in a second, it'll kick back on. And there it is. So that is now the effect that I have saved with these lights. Now, moving on to the next tab, we have the create your own effect tab here. So you can come in here and say, okay, I really like this style, these colors. I want to try and add these together and see what I can make. So this is a really cool feature to have. I have not been able to mess around with this much yet. I'm really looking forward to diving in to this part of the app, but it's a really cool feature to have in this app. I'm gonna go back here. The next tab over is just your light mapping, which we've already went over, and then the next one is your devices. And so you can get multiple twinkly devices and add them into this app, obviously just like any other smart home app or smart light app or whatever your smart home is using. You can add them in here and then use them all in unison. I don't know if you notice, one note I have on these lights after stringing them is you can't connect more lights to these, right? There's no way to connect at the end of an LED string. There's no way to add more. So I'm really hoping that if I buy, another string of lights with 100 LEDs or another, in this case, 400 LED string of lights, that I can add them to the app and map them together to have them do the same effect. I would be amazed if they didn't think that through already. I'm sure that's a thing, but I don't have another set of twinkly lights to be able to test it to see if they run the same pattern and with the same timing. I mean, timing's everything with that, right? You don't want to be doing the snake effect and have it going, you know, up your tree and around the lights around your window and not following the same pattern between those two locations, right? Especially if they're right next to each other. You want them to be synced up in the same. So I like I said, I would be amazed if that wasn't a thing already, but I have no way of testing it without having another set of twinkly lights. So is this worth the price tag? For the average person who's just trying to light up their tree, probably not. You can get lights that are just as bright for way less. And if you want to turn them on and off using your voice, you can get a smart switch. But for me, there's an entertainment factor that comes along with using these lights. Aside from being able to control them like I would my other smart lights, being able to choose patterns is what makes this product a lot of fun. So if you're like me, then yes, it's definitely worth it, and I will probably be checking out more of their products in the future. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for me today. If you're interested in this product, I put a link down in the description. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a kickback if you choose to buy this product at no cost to you, but there is a link down there for you to do that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing and ringing that bell to get notified when I post new content. Also, YouTube has queued up a video right there that they think you'll like, so go ahead and check that out. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.